rebuilding. A catastrophic failure, a new start. Physically, mentally, our careers, our businesses. Step back, first step, next step. The driver in me just wants to get it done tomorrow. We'll do this, do that, let's move this, where are we at with this? You build some confidence, build some self-esteem, start to feel better about yourself. The Silverback Blueprint Podcast, a show for men over 40. We focus on getting stronger, staying motivated, building discipline, creating a community, and becoming truly happy. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 170 of the Silverback Blueprint Podcast. Challenge yourself. So we've been talking a lot about New Year's resolutions. We've been talking a lot about making changes. But the big thing, and it's always a big thing when I say so, but the big thing, there's a lot of big things. The one thing I want to focus on today is the challenges. What are our challenges? And I think we can look at, there's different types of challenges. There's challenges that we're facing in life, and then there's challenges that we put ourselves through to acquire something and to better ourselves. So let's look at the challenges that we may be currently facing in our life. You know, that could be financial, it could be relationship, it could be your business, your job, it could be a bunch of things. Sometimes we feel like we're being challenged by everything all the time, our children, our spouses, our partners, the fucking cat. My cat's been challenging me lately. So let's look at those challenges and let's break those challenges down. And first off, have you even looked at what those challenges are and how they're affecting you? What is the challenge? Again, we come back to a lot of it is sometimes you just have to sit the fuck down and be quiet. Quiet your mind, take a piece of paper and a pen, write a few things down, and then God forbid, just spend some time alone in your head and listen to what's going on in there. A lot of us don't do that. A lot of people get caught up in things, or they keep the noise going so they don't want to hear what that little voice inside you is saying. The voice in your head, your gut, wherever it is. There's always that part of us that's always trying to be heard and it's trying to communicate. And it's like that little voice that's lost in the crowd. Sometimes our lives are so hectic we can't hear it, but sometimes we make our lives so hectic so we won't hear it. Sometimes, you have people out there, maybe it's yourself or you have friends that love drama. They always seem to be in drama and causing drama and being affected by drama. They're addicted to drama. That's a form of noise. They don't want to face things. They don't want to deal with things. They're hiding behind it. It's a drug for them. Who knows? Makes them feel alive. I don't know. But what's challenging you and what are you doing about it? How are you dealing with that challenge? Are you dealing with that challenge? A lot of us will just, close our eyes to it and focus on something else. I'll get that tomorrow. I'll have that uncomfortable conversation later. I'll deal with that later. I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do that next week. So it becomes such a big fucking deal that we have to deal with it, or it ends up being much more costly in the end. None of this is easy. But neither is waiting until it becomes a huge issue that, is very destructive. So are you looking at what your challenges are and are you dealing with those challenges? And sometimes there's challenges that we just have to work hard and we have to face and we have to work through that are out of our control but still affect us. Sometimes that could be, what's happening in the economy. That could be happening in our social circles and stuff. If we have a sick loved one or if we're not well ourselves. It's one of the reasons why we need to take better care of ourselves so we can handle our challenges. Because if we're busy, it's hard to help people. So imagine if you get to a point where you need help. Can't assume there's going to be a lot of people to help you out there because they might not just be equipped to be able to help you to the level of the help that you need. So don't put yourself in that situation where you require that. And then there's challenges that we should take on that make us better. Talked a couple episodes ago, but I gave up TV for 30 days. That's a challenge that I put myself under to make myself better. To see what that does to me. What's that going to look like on the other side? I like those challenges because they're challenges that are self-imposed in a positive way with the intent of changing something for us. Our position in life, our position financially, just our headspace, our perception, our happiness. I was talking to the group last night, and we were talking about challenges. And I mentioned how I did the 30-day no TV challenges. And I had a few people message me after and say they've done the 30-day no booze and the 30-day no sugars and stuff like that. And it's interesting because those conversations end up with, I feel much better. But then I went back to it, the old ways. So I find that interesting. Will I go back to TV after 30 days? Probably. What I'd like to see happen is that I do go back to it, but I only go back to it sparingly and when I need to or want to, meaning there's a movie I really want to watch. But I hope to come out of this 30 days with no TV on the other end of it, not feeling that I just need to sit in front of the TV, or that's not the most comfortable place for me anymore. That's what I hope comes out of this, where sitting in front of the TV will feel foreign and awkward and a waste of my time. And if I don't feel that way after 30 days, I'm going to take another 30 days off TV. I'll take one day, though, to catch up on some movies. But to me, that's an instance where a challenge is good for us. So the challenge could be the weight loss. The challenge could be exercising more. The challenge could be, going to an environment that we want to be around. We talked about that earlier, about the power of a community. That challenge could be putting ourselves in a different community, going out to a book club, or going out to a gym, or going out to an association that does things that you want to be part of. That's a challenge. Meeting new people, being uncomfortable, being a little shy. And I think if we do challenges too, to just at the end of the day, just challenge us. See what we can do. I was watching a guy on YouTube the other day, and he just put out a challenge to see if he could make $1,000 printing T-shirts. And then he filmed the whole thing, what he was going through and stuff like that. And he came through and he made $1,000. But he found a lot of people start following him because they liked the fact that he did this and they got to see how he did it. So at the end of this guy challenged himself. He made $1,000 making T-shirts. We make our own clothing, so it's near and dear to my heart. But then all of a sudden he's built this following now that want to do more of that stuff with him. So it's opened up other doors for him, opportunities that weren't necessarily there before that challenge. So that's the interesting part about challenges. You see some big names out there, like guys like Tim Ferriss, and the 4-hour work week and different things like that. But that's what they talk about. They're always challenging themselves. They have a high level of interest in things. They're very curious. I was talking to someone the other day, and I got to do a little more research in this, but they were talking about these people that just do water fasting, where they do nothing but drink water. Like, they don't eat. And the guy was telling me there's some guy, and I still can't believe it, but there's some guy out there that's gone like a year without eating food. And I can't comprehend that. I don't know how the math works on that kind of thing. But apparently, this is the challenge for water only, and these people feel fantastic, and they've purified their bodies, and they felt better than they've ever felt before. I find it hard to believe to be able to do it to that level, but it's piqued my curiosity. What if there's something to it? Yeah, what if that, the year without food and only water, I think is bullshit. Well, we'll find out. Odds are it's bullshit, but that's just my opinion. But I might get something out of that whole research and that whole looking into it and following that curiosity that I might be able to add to my daily activities that could make a big difference. And that's another part of other type of challenge. Challenging ourselves to improve. Challenging ourselves to stay curious. I was listening, I think it's a Peterson guy that was saying, well, it may not be him, it might be another person. He says, but basically, all children at the young age of 2 and 3 are at actually a genius level. The way they absorb information, the way they take it all in, their natural curiosity. And then they were saying that basically the way we raise children now and they school children, we beat the genius out of them. Right? We teach them it's not okay to question things. It's not okay to have your own train of thought, to believe something. It's not okay to pretend. All this stuff we think is cute when they're 2 and 3, we spend the next 3 to 4 years beating out of them, trying to make them conform to so many things. But what if that's the way we were actually designed, is to be a curious sponge? What if that's what's really separated us from the other animals on the planet, is that curiosity? And maybe that's what we're fighting by not being curious, by not challenging ourselves, by not trying new things. Maybe we're going against the order of natural things. I don't know. But look around. People that are successful, that are doing things, living life on their terms. There's a certain curiosity that they have. They're challenging themselves. They commit to things. They go all in. It's a reoccurring theme. Knowledge acquired by curiosity, commitment to do the thing that you want to do, and then being part of a community that influences you in a positive way. What's your challenge? What do you want your challenge to be? I think a cool exercise would be is find one of the challenges that you're facing in life and deal with it, but then come up with another challenge that interests you or that will have a positive impact on you as well. Or tie them together. Maybe one of your challenges is that it's financial. Maybe that you're just spending more than you take in. So why don't you challenge yourself to find a way to generate $500 more a month? Is that part-time? Is that selling off stuff that you don't need? Is that starting a side gig? What a great way to deal with one challenge. 2 birds with 1 stone. Work on taking better control of your finances if that's a challenging area, but at the same time, find a way to increase your income. And especially if you've given up TV, you know what? You've got more time to do that shit. Face it. Deal with 2 challenges. One challenge to fix something in your life that's not working well, and then add a second challenge to improve your life by adding something that'll make things better overall. That's all I have to say on that for now, guys. Head on over to iTunes. Leave us a 5-star review. Head on over to hostilegear.com. Use the code word Silverback to save 20% on a challenging hoodie. And as always, guys, I challenge you to work hard, motherfuckers. And I'll talk to you guys later.